Assalamualaikum to Madam Razati and hi to all of my friends. Okay, today we're going to present about how media social affect mental health about COVID-19 to the UTHM students. So, let's go. Coronavirus disease has become a pandemic. COVID-19 and causes unparalleled biopsychosocial, spiritual and economic problems. So, one of the significant effect of this complicated COVID-19 is mental health. Mental health is one of the physical health that is very important to most of us, especially during this COVID-19 and especially to the students. For example, mental health such as depression, fatigue, anxiety, terror, feeling loneliness and more. Most of the students feel stressed about the ODL, online learning. Some of the irresponsible person make this challenge worse by spreading wrong information about this COVID-19. This is because of the lack of awareness and the lack of information that they got. So let me tell a story about one guy in Bangladesh that suicide because he believed that he has a COVID-19 and other negative attitudes towards him. So this is kind of sadly because they didn't get enough information. Since media social now is a platform for the young generation, especially to eliminate boredom. So I think the government should take this chance to spread the right about the COVID-19 and to tell them exactly what they need to do about this COVID-19 pandemic.
I'm Lee So-in from Section 1. I would like to present about COVID-19 in Malaysia. Regarding the current trends in Malaysia, to the date of 5th January 2021, there are a total of 120,818 cases were reported. Not only that, there are 501 cases of death and 98,228 has recovered. Till 10 January, the highest cases were in Sabah, while Selangor was stated the second highest. Due to that, we're currently facing the third wave of COVID-19. Next, I'll proceed to action by government. Starting from 13 January 2021, government has announced the MCO will be going on in Selangor, Pulau Pinang, Wilayah Persekutuan, Sabah, Johor and Melaka. While others still facing the RMCO, which interstate travel was allowed, but the country's borders still remain closed. High-risk individuals and children are not allowed to go out in the public. If there is emergency, it is compulsory to request movement from Polis Diraja Malaysia. Thank you. Next, I'll pass the slide to my friend, Nurhanani Fasiha.
My name is Nurhanani Fasiha binti Zulkarnain. My matrix number is AP200504. I will continue with my session, which is the effectiveness of social media channel and new dissemination. Social media is useful application for today's society that help and allow users to quickly create and share information to others and public. A broad variety of websites and applications such as WhatsApp, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok and more are included in social media. This social media is designed efficiently and in real time for people with open link and short message. As we know, Malaysia has undergone a COVID-19 outbreak, so if we take advantage of the social network, there are many advantages we get on social media. This study was achieved only by concentrate on students at UTHM, Tun Hussein of Malaysia University. Firstly, the efficiency of social media and new distribution help to generate and disseminate information. Like we know, in pandemic COVID-19, all of us need to stay at home and follow SOP. As students at UTHM, we are encouraged to follow the MOH official account. Next, social media is to acquire information about direct solution to the organization on well-organized COVID-19 outbreak. For example, the action taken on 24 April 2020 by Senior Minister Security, Dato' Sri Ismail Sabri Yaakob, told students that they can choose to stay on campus, rent a house or return to their hometown if the area is a green zone during the PKP. This shows that it is necessary for UTHM management and students to spread news via social media to get information because we know that management does not provide facilities such as television on campus. Furthermore, through the effectiveness of media social network and new dissemination, fast and accurate data is prepared and disseminated. During the PKP process initiated by the government, the life of students changed 360 degrees because students need to follow new guidelines that they need to learn from online learning such as Google Meet, Zoom, and others. The analysis of the use of social media affects and has mostly changed the life of society, particularly teenagers, successfully. We can be sure from observation that the use of social media has more negatives than positive. Depression and stress, which have a very harmful impact on the health of an individual, are among the negative effects of using social media. Not only that, using learning on government instruction undertake on social media can cause mental problems for an individual. Last but not least, panic about COVID-19 has spread between the negative of social media networks and new dissemination. Among the drawbacks of social media network and the distribution of new are fake news and profile. Distribution of fake news today is too much and put others at risk. This enables the community or social media to miss by the news. Therefore, you need to be careful and always check the news on KKM social media to find out whether the news is real or authentic.
Hello, my name is Nur Shafina Mitullah Katali. Now I'm going to present on findings of group survey. Online survey is the most cost-effective and can reach the maximum number of people. Moreover, we are in this pandemic situation, so my group decided to conduct an online survey through Google Form to determine how social media affects self-reported mental health and the spread of panic about COVID-19 among UTHM students. The form was divided into 4 sections. The first section is general information of respondents. The socio-demographic data of respondents was represented in this section. There were 24 female and 4 male UTHM students participated in this survey. There was 18 students with age range between 20 to 21 years old, 8 students between 18 to 19 years old, and 3 students between 22 to 23 years old. The students consist of 28 Malay and 1 other races. The most common level of education among these students was bachelor degree, 13 students, 11 diploma students, and 5 postgraduate degree students. And 15 of them were first year students, 12 of them were second year students, and others, which is 2 third year students. The second section is about the way of respondents gain information from social media about COVID-19. The first question in this section is social media one of the platforms of your choice to gain COVID-19 news? As you can see, every respondent answered yes. The second question is, does the information from social media help you to find out the latest news about COVID-19? Same, every respondent answered yes. The third question is, does social media usage increase just to gain updated news about COVID-19? 24 respondents thought was yes, and 4 respondents was not sure, and only 1 respondent said no. The next question is, which social media platform is useful for COVID-19 information? As Facebook, one of the popular social media platforms used in UTHM, 13 respondents chose Facebook and others chose Instagram, Twitter, and Telegram. The fifth question is, average daily use of each platform to find COVID-19 information. There were 16 respondents use social media up to 30 minutes to gain the information, and the others up to 1 hour and 2 hours. The sixth question is, does social media help to aware about COVID-19? The superiority response was yes, which was by respondents, and only 2 respondents choose maybe. The last but not least question in this section is social media is the fastest way to receive information about COVID-19. Almost every respondent said yes, which is 28 respondents said yes and only 1 respondent said maybe. The third section focused on UTHM students' mental health effect throughout COVID-19 pandemic. The first question is COVID-19 affected UTHM students' mental health? The majority answered yes, which is 21 respondents, and 8 respondents answered maybe. The next question is, how does COVID-19 affected UTHM students? 13 respondents said bad, 7 said very bad, the other 7 said not sure, and 2 said no problem. The third question is, how does it feel studying from home? The maximum result shows were by 14 respondents, 5 said good and 10 said moderate. This seems like not so interested studying from home. The fourth question is, problem facing by UTHM students throughout studying from home. The maximum choice of respondent is having difficulties in studying and in understanding studies, followed by eye problems because they are always on laptops and gadgets, and poor internet connections, utility dependency. There were 2 other thoughts by respondents, which is difficult to communicate with group members, the surrounding is not suitable. The fifth question is benefit gained by UTHM students throughout studying from home. The rating for flexible studying time is higher than less expenditure. The last question for this section is, does social media information for COVID-19 has changed your behavior? 17 said moderate, 10 said good, and 2 said poor. And the final section demonstrate the panic rate among UTHM students. The first question is, COVID-19 in Malaysia? Clearly, it is getting worse. The second question is, how frequently you got fake news from the social media? 13 said me once a month, 6 said every day, 10 said once a week. That sounds worrying. The next question is, does information about COVID-19 cause people fear? 19 said yes and 10 said maybe. The second last question is, does social media provide information to always take precaution during COVID-19? 25 said yes, 1 said no, 3 said maybe, which sounds good. The finale, how fake news affect UTHM students? 16 said bad, 8 said not sure, 4 clarified very bad, really scary. That's all from me.
When MCO was introduced, most universities and colleges were forced to make drastic changes and switch to online learning. This COVID-19 news gave positive and negative impact on UTHM students' preparedness for learning. Positive impact: first, it's convenient to fit into a day and available for 24 hours. Students can learn to schedule study time accordingly at their own time and speed. Lecturers and students can communicate with each other at any time to provide research materials. Second, it can reduce our stress. The time of lockdown may have insulated them from any of the normal variables that may lead into poor mental health. During lockdown, UTHM students who had felt isolated from universities saw greater changes in mental health and well-being. Lecturers may have explored new and easier ways to communicate and engage with them. Last one, students will be more independent. UTHM students will have to do all the activities themselves at home without the continued support and guidance of lecturers. Home testing will dramatically develop certain skills. The negative impact: first, students do not have enough sleep. Most of UTHM students do part-time working job, pulling all nighters to finish their thesis or prepare for a test, which may have a negative effect on their results soon. Second, students have unstable internet access or have laptop. UTHM students from less privileged families will suffer even more. Their challenges include the utter lack of tools such as a working computer and a printer. Any students may have been overwhelmed by family commitments while at home. Third is money problems. Undergraduate students themselves have lost large amount of imperative education due to COVID-19. Learning seems harder to handle with the absence of routine education for all students. The pandemic, however, has created an environment where students learn vital knowledge only behind a screen. Last one is the performance of teaching will be affected. It is tougher for a student to ask questions in a non-invasive manner in an online format. Everyone can watch each other body's language and make eye contact in a lecture hall. An online classroom, however, is not as friendly to conversation like this. Higher Education Ministry need to consult both public and private tertiary education institutions for Malaysia. For student disaster events, universities and colleges will need to be more equipped.
My name is Aiman Shami Muhammad Sabri. My matrix number AP 200468. Today I want to present about my session, which is IT Solution Best Suggestion. Nowadays, the world has been shaken by the COVID-19 pandemic, which causes various problems to all parties, including employees, students, and retirees. This kind of problem given the responsibility of seeing how technology can be used as a basis for post-COVID-19 economic and health level recovery by the government in every country. The first initiative to overcome this COVID-19 pandemic by the government was to develop an application such as MySejahtera. MySejahtera is an application in monitoring the spread of the level epidemic in this country by enabling users to perform self-assessment. At the same time, this application also helped the Ministry of Health Malaysia, or MOH, get preliminary information to take quick and effective actions. Thus, this application will be very helpful to the government, either the public, to face the problem. Next, this application also can bring more benefit to the people, such as help individuals identify their health status during the transmission of COVID-19 pandemic. In that case, the people can be more prepared and careful about their health level. Another benefit about developing this application was helping individuals identify the nearest hospital and clinics for COVID-19 screenings and treatment. This is because the application already contains every locations of hospitals or clinics that provide COVID-19 related service. Next, another way to overcome this COVID-19 pandemic based on technology and IT is using the online platform during the learning session for the students. This is because the problem of COVID-19 pandemic has also affected some sections of society, especially the students. Although the country has been threatened by this problem, students also need to sit for learning sessions so as not to affect their level of knowledge. There are many online platforms of learning sessions that can be used by a student to connect with their teachers such as Zoom, Google Meet, and Classroom. The Prime Minister also has urged all students to sit for distant learning sessions or e-learning, include all level of students. This type of initiative can reduce the problem in this contagious epidemic because it can reduce the physical interaction between students and educators during the learning sessions. Although learning is done and not to face, students also can continue and graduate successfully. Lastly, the initiative to control and overcome the pandemic based on technology and IT is keeping distance among people by avoiding face-to-face transactions between communities by doing shopping online and online services. Although a country experienced this epidemic, the country also able to stabilize the economic level by doing the online shopping or e-commerce. There are many platforms of online shopping that can be used by the people such as Lazada, Foodpanda, and GrabFood. In addition, online purchasing also can bring some side advantage to the seller as well as the buyer. This is because buyer can make the purchase transaction with easier and simpler because all the necessities can be purchased using their gadgets. That the seller also get benefit from this situation because they can explore new strategies to interact with user and simply the transaction process and change the style of business to get higher sales. Thus, IT and technologies bring many benefits to people in their lives, especially in this COVID-19 pandemic era. Thank you.
So as the conclusion, as the result that we have seen, most of the respondents agreed that they have some difficulties in studies when this COVID-19 is appear. So the students are not expect that this pandemic will be this long, and just hoping that this will end very soon. So they need to struggle to achieve the goal, to end their studies, to end their degrees, and do all those things. Especially university students. And there are advantages, but there are also disadvantages in the social media. So it's all responsible to spread the right information about this COVID-19, such as new important information during this pandemic, and share diagnostic, and share about the treatment, and follow up about the pandemic, and so on. Therefore, it is very important for everyone to not spreading the negative vibes or the negative information, the wrong information about this COVID-19, since it will make some of them feeling worried, afraid, terrified of this COVID-19 pandemic.